Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Emily. I'm a mom who loves home decor, thrifting, and a good DIY project. We have some McGee & Co. and Amber Interiors thrifted high-end dupes today, but we're gonna dive into some project. I'm gonna show you what I found at the thrift store. We're gonna do all the things, talk about the little inspos, and go from there. Let's not waste any time and let's dive right on into things with my first high-end inspo. This beautiful McGee & Co. art piece. I saw this and was like, okay, that's so pretty, but like $400, that's not gonna happen for me. So we are gonna be using something I already have at home. I'm all about reusing stuff I have, and some thrifted things to make this art piece happen. We're here in my kitchen because I want to talk to you guys about today's sponsor, Wild Grain. If you haven't heard of them, they are the first ever bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, artisanal pastries, fresh pasta, so many good things. My family, we are huge fans of sourdough, and to be honest, I don't make it as often as I would like, but Wild Grain is saving the day for me because they ship all these goodies right to your door. Their sourdough bread has a slow fermentation process, which is like easier on your tummy. They use real ingredients. All of their items are baked from frozen in 25 minutes or less. So let me show you guys. I got their sourdough bread. We got their croissant loaf, rigatoni. Can't wait to have a pasta night. Croissants, not done. Cherry pie bites. What? And raspberry lemon biscuits. I am actually going to put some cherry pie bites in the oven right now because my kids are out and I want to surprise them when they get home. For every order, 2 meals are donated to the Greater Boston Food Bank and various organizations fighting hunger. We love that about Wild Grain. If you guys want to try out Wild Grain, head to the link in the description box, wildgrain.com, and use code EmilyFaith. You get $30 off your first box, and every box comes with free croissants. Ready for the taste test? Oh my goodness. So good. Thank you so much, Wild Grain, for sponsoring today's video. Are you guys ready to dive into all things thrifting, high-end dupes? Because I cannot wait to share everything with you. So let's get right on into it. This is what I'm working with. We have a hot glue gun, this frame. So this frame isn't thrifted, but I already had this one on hand, so I thought I might as well use it since I'm really excited. I think it's gonna look really good, like a good upcycle here. But I have thrifted tons and tons of frames. I even have some thrifted ones I could have grabbed, but I was just liking the size of this one for the project. So the first thing I want to do, I feel like our inspo image has like a fabric mat. So I have been seeing a lot of fabric mats out there for like, a higher price point. I have this thrifted linen shirt. I thrifted this last year and I just haven't been wearing it. It's this beautiful 100% linen. So we are going to use this to cover our mat. I have our mat laid out on top of my linen shirt, and I am just going to trim around the edges, leaving like a little bit extra on every edge so that I can hot glue it. I'm gonna take a pen, draw from corner to corner. We're gonna draw an X, kind of. And then, gonna attempt to cut it.
you can find different art prints on free public domain websites, and this is one of them, and I'm editing it in Lightroom to make it look similar to our inspo. Then you print it out. I used a regular printing paper, but I should have done this on cardstock, but it still worked out. So I just used regular paper, bend the sides, and then off camera, give it a little lick or just wet it down with your finger and some water if you're weird about that. And you rip the edges. This just gives it a really fun rough edge and looks more organic and like actual painting print. How fun is this? You have your raw edges so it looks more like a real print.
Here is our high-end inspo, and here is how our dupe turned out. For our next project, I'm so excited because we're actually going to be using a Facebook Marketplace find. I used to get a lot of stuff off of Marketplace to redo, but since we moved to our townhouse 2 years ago, it'll be 2 years right away. We don't have a garage. I like have a hard time flipping stuff because I'm like afraid to use my sander because it's loud with the neighbors. Anyways, but I got the desire in me to flip something and just give it a makeover. So I have seen on Amber Interiors and Studio McGee some like really beautiful coffee table, side table type things, and I found on Marketplace this photo and I was looking at it as a coffee table, but this thing was like too tall. It was too short to be a regular table, too tall to be a coffee table. But I saw the potential. Me and my kiddos went and we picked this table up and I got to refinishing it. So to start with, my husband was gonna cut it down shorter to actually make it into a coffee table. And I wanted to sand the whole thing down. So I got to sanding, and yes, I sanded and I felt so bad. No neighbor said anything. So I think everyone was like, I tried to do it when people were like at work. So I think it was fine. But I got to sanding, sanded the whole thing down, and I was like really disappointed in the wood. There was lots of just like darkness, kind of, I don't know what you would call it, but the wood wasn't just this beautiful, even tone, which has happened to me on other projects. And sometimes it's kind of like, what are you going to find when you sand something down? So I was not happy with how this wood table looked sanded. So at first I attempted to whitewash because I was hoping a whitewash would kind of even out all of that tone. And then I actually went in and stained it with, I think, Early American. I did not like it. It was bad. It looked purple. I was like, why does that happen sometimes when we do a whitewash? Like color, color is weird. But to me, when I mixed the whitewash with that color and the color of the wood, the table was looking purple and I was not happy. So I didn't film this, but I sanded it down again. Learn a lesson. Maybe just test it on a small spot before you do the whole thing like me. So I sanded the whole thing back down. I don't think I got down to like the as raw of wood as it was before, but I did decent. And then my plan was to go in with the darkest stain that I could find. So we grabbed this espresso stain because in the inspo pictures, especially this one from Amber Interiors, even though it's like a side table, it's such a similar vibe to this table. And it's just this deep, rich wood. And I also thought that it would hide the weird, uneven tones of the wood. So we stained it, the whole thing, and it worked. I actually was gonna sell it, but then I liked it too much. To finish it off, the wood was so dry and sad. And I didn't want to use a poly on it. I just like couldn't decide. And then I remembered that I already had actually all of this stuff except the little espresso stain we already owned because I've done so many projects. So I went in with a wood wax, and it was like an orangier wax too, like a rustic brown. I can't remember, you'll see. But this really took the stain to an even like richer place. So this wax you can reapply in like a year or two if it starts like wearing in spots. So that's really cool. But yes, that was how I finished it, and I am so happy with it. I absolutely love it. I feel like I actually switched out my rug. I switched out everything to style the room to have this beautiful coffee table be like a little bit of a statement piece, because I wanted this rich tone. So we went with the slightly lighter rug with the white couch. Anyways, are you guys ready? Here is my inspo, and here is how the coffee table turned out. A lot of glassware in interior design and decor, and I feel like it's such an easy thing to thrift and decorate with. And I specifically saw these beautiful candle holders, and I mean, these ones are gorgeous. I love the shape of them. They do look high end. So I recognize that I'm probably not gonna find exactly like this, but we're gonna do, we're gonna do our best. Here is what I was looking at the thrift store. There were so many different glassware. I could have gone so many different routes, and it was hard to pick because there wasn't just 3 perfect things that went together. There was some like stacking ones and different kinds, and yeah, I just had a hard time picking, if I'm being honest. But I finally decided on 3. We went very mix and match, which I know is not exactly like the full inspo, but I'm gonna show you. This was the first one that I found, and I loved that it had a thicker top to it, and I thought the shape was like actually just really beautiful. And the cool thing about glassware is that I could also equally use this for flowers. So if I'm not using it for candles, I can use it as a vase. This one is so cute. So I wanted to find something that kind of goes with this. So this is what I got. I realized these are very different, but look at the tops. They both have that thicker edge at the top, which I really liked. So I had these 2, and we needed to find something to make this all go together. And we found this one. So we've got, and again, thicker top to it. So we have these 2 with the 3rd big one, and I feel like they kind of go. But they're all unique. I also grabbed, little tip, I actually usually find candles at the thrift store, and I could not find any when I was looking. So dollar store candles, literally Dollar Tree. And then I did actually buy a big one, not even that big, from Target, because I wanted one bigger one, but the dollar store was coming through. So we're gonna style these up. Do you guys remember our inspo? Here's how my thrifted dupe turned out. For watching today's high-end dupe video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Wild Grain, for sponsoring. Check out the link down in the description box, wildgrain.com, and use code EmilyFaith. You get $30 off your first box, and every box comes with free croissants. Thanks again, Wild Grain. If you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. As always, you can subscribe. For more of my everyday life, follow me over on Instagram at emilyfaith.home. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends. I was coming across a lot of photos on the site of like a duck that we decorate with, or a little bunny figurine, and we just place these places. I don't really know what we do with them, but they're a thing. And so I wanted to see what we could thrift and kind of give this look to? Like, can we thrift something like that and can we make it look cool?